Okay. The next block is behavioral, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Can anyone tell me, and you should be able to come up with at least two right away, behavioral with psychologist. Behavioral is another way to say learned or learning. So, B.F. Skinner is a behavioral psychologist. B.F. Skinner, Pavlov. That's what. Yeah, you said it wrong. Great. Albert Bandura. Learning by observation. Bandura could also go under social cultural, so because of learning by society. But he could flip your coffee depending on what you're talking about. There's one more guy, and I think you said his name a whole bunch of times because you probably giggled at his last name. His law of effect.
What?
The law of effect. Do you remember it came under the law of effect? Like our consequences affect our actions. He might have been friends with like B.F. Skinner. That's like operant conditioning.
Yes. I know that guy.
No. Thorndike?
Naturally.
Very personal.
Yeah, I don't think I laughed at that.
No, there's always one person that's like, no, just me? Okay, I get a sucker. Thorndike. So, yes. So I want you to think what they would say. Think about class schools, think about operant conditioning, and what they might say is the cause of our disorders, the cause of all of our problems. So discuss, and then we'll see who's there. Right, Gianna? Okay.
How do you learn?
Okay, don't do that, especially with the undeveloped brain. It's really do it.
See how possible is that?
Okay. Perfect. What? You already have it. It is the back of our memory flowchart. Okay, so since you're still looking for that, Brooke, do you know what they might say? What might be the cause of our disorder if they are behavioral, also called learned psychologists? I like that. Their behavior is something that was reinforced in the past, or maybe you could use the word conditioned. They were conditioned, classical or operantly, to behave this way. So based on the reinforcement history, the environment, this is mainly talking about like Bandura and Bandura-Zovidal. This is basically, maybe they were conditioned to behave in a certain way.
I'd say like watching,
Yeah.
model.
Ooh, nice word. Model. Remember modeling and what has been modeled for you? Okay. So how do you fix your problem? Oh, can anyone tell me a specific disorder? We don't know disorders yet. I know that. What specific disorder was taught that we've talked about before? Taught.
As in it wasn't.
As in conditioned. Who specifically? Who was taught fear? Baby Albert. Okay. So like he was not reinforced, but he was classically conditioned. I guess it wasn't reinforcement. It was like UCS, UCR, CS, and CR. Those types of terms. UCS, UCR, CS, and CR. There's something happening here that you were conditioned to behave in a certain way. And so, baby Albert, yeah. What is that fear called? Like a strong fear of something. Phobia. A phobia. So he was given a phobia of that white rat. So how do you get rid of this? How do you stop the conditioning? How do you treat it?
You like
Get rid of it.
you delete it.
Yeah, it's almost like deleting it. It's like on a firefighter. Yeah, you extinguish it. Or, well, repression is going to be like a psychoanalytic term. Because that's Freud. He would say those words. It's the same type of concept, but the words is really depending on the category that we're in. But yeah, you're gonna counter condition it, which basically means you like teach it now the opposite. You like condition that white rats are good. You might give them like a treat that every time they catch a white rat. Oh my, yeah, I know the others are reading that image. And then systematic desensitization can be two ways: flood or exposure therapy. So let's talk about white rat and baby Albert. Gray, what do you think it would mean by flooding baby Albert in terms of rats and fear of rats?
Like introducing like a lot of rats at once, I
Yes.
guess.
Like you're in a box and we're gonna pour 100 rats on you.
I feel like I'd be traumatized.
Okay, there's a problem with, okay, there's two types of ways that I can do it. Flooding is like extreme exposure of
What's
it.
the last
Like
animal
fear
that you
factor.
love? They do that.
Cockroaches.
Okay, they wouldn't, okay, maybe
Is
not
that
rats,
what
rats
you're-
like spiders,
Go away.
but fear type is skydiving. It's like we're gonna put you in the most extreme version of
Those
it.
are
That's
scared of
what,
spiders and they just have
right, okay, but like there are venomous, so we wanna like, obviously they're not gonna be like, we're gonna put you in venomous spiders. But exposure therapy is like a little at a
I'm
time,
not even scared of spiders.
little at a time is exposure therapy. Flooding though is like all at once.
Oh god.
Okay, but like why would they do that? Well, think about exposure therapy and how long that might take. Like at first we're gonna show you a picture of a rat, like a cartoon rat. And then it's like, okay, and then we're going to bring a picture of a real rat weeks later. And then, okay, and now we're gonna bring like a stuffed animal. Now we're gonna bring like a video of a rat. Now it's a rat in a cage in a separate room. Now we're gonna open the cage. Now we're gonna bring it closer. Now you're gonna hold it. Now it's gonna like, that can take weeks. But like flooding is all at once. You get it done all at once, and then eventually they're gonna stop screaming and realize that, unless they have a heart attack, and then they're gonna realize like this, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Sometimes you cannot do things that the people are afraid of in real life, and so you might have like virtual reality therapy, where they'll put like the glasses on you, like virtual reality glasses, like if people are afraid to die. Like so they might put virtual reality, you can't do that. You can't, oh, we're gonna kill you. But they might say like the virtual reality might be them being buried in a coffin.
What if they're trying to hide so they just like
That's horrible.
like falling?
Well, it's all like,
You don't want to hear.
or it could be like, I'm afraid of flying. Well, they're not gonna put you on a flight with all these other people, and then there's like an air marshal, and you have like a connection. Now you're in handcuffs. It's like they might put the things on you, and then it's like you're in a plane. And you're not gonna be in danger of like hurting someone else. So it could be like virtual reality.
Well, when it's flooding, like that kind of method, aren't some of the cons like you traumatize them maybe even a bit more?
Yeah, it could backfire.
It's like, you know, it's like, oh,
It's faster.
there's this like one episode of like a show where it's like a person was like on a fear of like water, and then the person was like putting them in water when they were like sleeping, and then like I guess it's a cartoon show. It's a cartoon
Oh, okay.
but they're like they ended up like really like freaking out, and that makes me think like, what if like you're just like, oh well, here's like snakes, and you lock them in the room, and then they're just like,
Right, they could have a heart attack and die, and then, well, at least you saved some money. I don't know. And then a token economy is, okay, so all of these things right here is classical conditioning. But a token economy is operant conditioning. It's like every time that they don't scream from a rat, you give them a cookie. So it's literally, you get a token. So think of like Chuck E. Cheese. It's like you get a token, and then you can redeem these tokens for good things.
it's like when you train kids to like sleep in their own bed. Like, at
Yes.
night.
Yeah, you're not gonna condition them like classically conditioned, but you're gonna give them treats for like, you didn't have a panic attack today. Here's a cookie. You didn't say, I wanna die. Here's a sticker. Okay. It actually works.
I feel like that would work more than putting you in a box.
It just depends on what the behavior is that you wanna like.
You're like abusing your animals and
Hey, you wanna stop behavior. It's not cartel behavior, it's curtail behavior. Thanks. Okay, what's the next box? Cognitive. You don't know anybody yet, person-wise. But what's wrong with you?
was your mind?
What?
Like the thinking
Yeah,
process?
use different words. Mine could be brain, brain could be like medical.
Like
Processing?
Processing?
No, we're
How
not
you're
talking.
thinking.
You're thinking. You have irrational ways of thinking. You have dysfunctional ways of thinking. That's what's wrong with you. Your thinking is all messed up. Your thinking is not rational. Says the
That's like
cognitive.
psychopaths and sociopaths.
Well, anything. Someone that's like anorexic, and they're like, I'm fat. It's like, your thinking is way messed up because you weigh
Like
75 pounds.
Any
You can look at any disorder from any of these perspectives.
and put it in a bucket.
Yes.
So then how do we determine if it's the illness?
Well, it's not like you're going to go to a therapist that's going to be treating you from one of these ways. Most therapists are going to be a combination of one of these things. And actually, I'm going to write that off to the side. And if you use like a combo, I don't know where to write this, a combo of any of these perspectives to treat a patient, it's called eclectic, the eclectic approach. Eclectic, that's a C and an L, that's not a D. Eclectic approach. If you use like, I'm going to think about let's talk about your dreams, but then also talk about being a better version of yourself. Well, you're using psychoanalytic and humanistic. So that would be an eclectic approach of how to deal with a patient. Okay, so how do you get rid of your bad thoughts? It's cognitive behavior therapy. That's one of the ways. Basically, that one's already almost eclectic. Cognitive, behavioral. So it is giving you like treats whenever you have a better thought. So it's just like a token economy, but with like your thoughts. Anytime you have a negative thought, put a quarter in the jar. After, if you, and then at the end you gotta like donate all those quarters to something. So like, more negative thoughts, you get things taken away. If you have a positive thought, then you get like a sticker or whatever. So this is basically like rewarding good thinking. Reward good thinking. Rational thoughts. And then there's rational emotive therapy. I really like rational emotive therapy. Gray, to keep you awake, we're going to do some rational emotive therapy.
Good.
What are some bad things that they think about themselves? What are some bad things that someone could think about themselves?
I'm dumb.
I'm dumb. Okay, so Gray is all like thinking, I'm dumb, I'm not as smart as my peers or whatever. And as a therapist, I would say, you are dumb. You are stupid. You're probably the dumbest person I've ever met. You could possibly, talking to you makes me dumber. Being around you, having a conversation physically lowers my IQ because your stupidity spreads like a dumb virus.
That would help.
Yeah.
I had no clue. You know, how
I award you no points. And may have God have mercy on your soul. Okay, Gray. Most people, when they have their bad thoughts thrown back at them, most people would stand up for themselves. I'm not that dumb. No. I made really good grades at one time. Or people have said that I'm smart. I've gotten A's. It's like, you're right. You're not that dumb. So why do you keep saying awful things to yourself? When someone else throws those same thoughts back at you, you defend yourself because you realize that's bad thoughts. Those are bad thoughts. You wouldn't let anyone else treat you that way. So why are you letting you treat you that way? What do they agree? Reverse. I don't know. Like if you're like really depressed, you have to like tread water carefully. Like I will like pick on kids, but I know that I can handle it. But I'm not going to call a really stupid person in class stupid. That's only like, you have to know your audience. You have to know your patient. If the patient's not like suicidal, you're not going to be like, you're not going to do that. understand, even though I was just like, roll behind your nose, that made me feel really good. Not to you.
What?
Saying
You're saying do it
like
to
you're,
someone who's
no,
gonna kill
no,
themselves?
saying that you're stupid to a student, even though you're not stupid.
I'm glad I could provide a sense of
Yeah.
protection.
Like I saw like a thing one time that was all like, what's a great insult as a teacher that you've always wanted to use? And I like read things, and I'm all like, oh, that's so good. So it was like, based on your grades, maybe you should consider stripping. But based on your face, maybe study more. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
so that's anywho, what was the next box down? Is it the last box?
Social culture.
No, social culture is super, super easy. What's wrong with you?
Society.
Society. Society.
Wow, it's really
That's it.
short.
Yeah, what's wrong with you is the society that you're in. So how do you fix that? Well, society made you the way you are, which is dysfunctional. Then society will fix you. This is like family therapy or group therapy. So think of like AA meetings.
Oh my god, like Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
Dr.
Okay.
Hey, don't feel the
Turn
pressure.
around.
He'll get called out on
National treasure.
a lot of things he says for,
He's not a doctor.
yeah.
He's not a doctor.
Yeah, he's a treasure. Thank you.
No, he's a doctor. Dr. Oz is a doctor.
Okay, but Dr. Oz, not Dr. Phil.
Dr. Oz he's talking about like anti-vax and stuff. He can go burn in a burning place. Yeah. Okay. So all the kids got it.
At least he's talking about like medical stuff. Like Dr. Phil doesn't.
Barely.
Well,
medical
Dr.
stuff.
Phil is not even,
Dr. Phil gets over doctors.
he calls himself a doctor as far as like he's not trying to cure you, he's like a therapist almost, but he's just getting a bunch of weird people so he can make money on his TV
He's
show.
giving
But props to him. I just love Dr. Phil. He's just an old guy chasing a bag based off a bunch of idiots. It's awesome.
Okay. The last
They find
one.
these super.
Does it say neuropsychology?
Yeah. Now it's
Neuroscience. Okay. So neuroscience, but this is also like biomedicine. So this is the biological approach of psychology, where it's like something is physically wrong. Maybe there's a chemical imbalance, or there is tumors, or there's hormones, or there's not enough dopamine or serotonin. Basically, it's drugs. That's how they're going to fix you, because that's what's wrong with you. Is that there's a chemical imbalance, hormonal imbalance, there's something wrong physically. They might do surgery on you.
Is that the main approach of psychiatrists?
Psychiatrist is the main approach, yes, because psychiatrists are medical doctors. They've been to medical school. They can write us a prescription. If you're just a psychologist, you cannot write a prescription. You are not a doctor. You might have a doctorate in psychology, but you do not have an MD. MD is psychiatrist.
Kind of like the counselors, like at this.
Yeah, they can't write you a prescription. So drug therapy, antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds. This is where all like Zoloft can help, and Cymbalta is amazing, and whatever. Also psychosurgery like lobotomies would fit under here as well, because technically that's a physical thing. Yeah. I know that we talked about lobotomies yesterday, but the guy that I talked about with lobotomy mobile, the reason that he was so popular was before that they did lobotomies with alcohol. Just like drill a hole in your frontal lobe skull part here, and then just pour alcohol, because they wanted to mess up the frontal lobe, like screw it up, so they just dissolved it with alcohol. But the problem is alcohol's a liquid and it spreads, and so you go into other parts of the brain, it just like dissolves everything. I'm like, whoa, that's not what we wanted to do. I wish we could locate just a particular spot, and that's when that guy came and was like, have you tried knives? And
Oh my god.
yeah, so
I feel
before
bad
it was
for
alcohol.
children. I'm still like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah, we know better now, I
I
think.
feel bad for money that much. Somebody else will alcohol.
Yeah.
Vaping is the new lobotomy.
What?
Said vaping is the new lobotomy.
Thinking, all right, I know that that's really hard to read. That's really hard to read. It says evaluate, like this is alternative therapies. So this is going to be like not scientific, it's not science. It's alternative therapy. It's like crystals and things like that.
Oh, I hate it.
Okay, pseudo-therapy. Does anyone know what the word pseudo means? Fake. This is pseudo-therapy.
They're calling out their own therapy.
Well, they're not real science. It's like
They're not called-
horoscopes. And, right, okay, so one of them is something called therapeutic touch. I need a volunteer to do therapeutic touch. Katarina, come on up. Okay,
Let's talk about our
no, there's no talking. Like, this, yeah, just in a joke. Okay, so therapeutic touch is not massage. Massage has actual healing benefits. It increases blood flow and releases stress, and like gets rid of those toxins in your muscles and knots and things like that. It releases toxins. It's actually very good for you. But this is therapeutic touch. You just put your hands out. Okay. I, as a psychologist, am going to harness negative energy in your body. But I'm not touching you. And that's the purpose. Therapeutic touch is not touching. It is just releasing the negative energy that you hold in you. And releasing it.
I've never felt so.
But feel all the negative energy leaving. That's therapeutic touch. That'll be 1,000 films. No way. Yeah, therapeutic touch happens today. Like, that's a thing that happens. People say that it works. And well,
Most people probably also say,
it's what
It's a mental thing.
yeah, we can call that. You
definitely
think
just
it's
like
going to
placebo,
work.
it's just like the
What?
like
That's a placebo effect. So here is therapeutic touch.
Watching voodoo. Here, Priestess Joan says she's pulling out someone's negative energy and shaking it away. I'm struck by how similar it is to what's being done right now in mainstream American hospitals. It's called therapeutic touch, and it's practiced in hundreds of medical centers, even during surgery. In Connecticut, Nurse Ann Miner does therapeutic touch on Lisa Brackett to help treat her leukemia. The nurse supposedly heals without touching, 3 or 4 inches away. Feels the defective energy pouring out.
I can feel where the energy is balanced and where it's not balanced. I can feel where it's intense.
Look at the eyes. You know what she
That girl
goes.
jumped the guy because their signs didn't like match before.
So I can feel it's depleted.
There's just too much negative.
Then she says she channels the healing energy of the universe through her hands to you. There's no scientific proof that this works, but the patient says that doesn't matter.
I don't need explanation because I have faith in the process. That's a really wonderful thing when you feel helpless, terrified, when you're given a diagnosis.
Look at her eyes. I don't know the lighting.
It's hard to argue with satisfied patients.
Probably not.
But 2 years ago, a 9-year-old girl in Colorado thought that for her 4th grade science project, she'd put therapeutic touch to the test.
Today I'm going to test you on how well you can feel the human energy field.
Okay, so this is Amelia Rosa. She is, this is a while ago, I mean, check out her hair. She's now like a psychologist. And this study that she did for her 4th grade science fair is in our textbook. So she's a published, her work is published. So what do you think? Yeah, what do you think?
Emily Rose's test was simple. She asked practitioners of therapeutic touch to feel the energy from her hand. But first, she had to put their hand through a towel and a piece of cardboard so they couldn't see where her hand was. She didn't ask them to heal anything. She just asked the most basic question.
Tell me which of your hands you think my hand is over. Left.
Again and again, touch therapists failed the test.
Left.
Amazingly, they kept volunteering to take the test. And even when they failed to do better at picking the correct hand than they would have done flipping a coin,
Right.
their faith in their skills was not dim. This woman guessed right only 3 times out of 10.
How do you think the test went?
I think it went very well.
Okay, you got one right. Sorry.
So, were they embarrassed?
No, not really. Some thought if you got 4 out of 10 right, they thought you'd pass. And obviously they didn't know their statistics.
We asked more than a dozen therapeutic touch specialists to come here and take your test, and not one would. That's surprising.
No.
Why?
Lots of people think that I scared them really good.
Well,
Her eyes just whenever he said nobody like volunteered. She was like, I know.
She's like, yeah, that is therapeutic touch. What's funny is that I had a few classes a couple years ago that got really in therapeutic touch. Like all the time, they were just therapeutic touching each other. And like, I'm not touching you, I'm therapeutic touching you. And it just became a thing. And so someone went online, one of my students went online, and they wanted, you can get trained and get a certificate to be a therapeutic touch. You can train online.
Yes.
So you get trained online to therapeutic touch people. But what's funny, it was like 12 classes they had to pay for to be trained. The first class was like $5. The second class was like $15. The third class was like $40. And then the last and final class, it like went up. Last and final class was $7,000.
Oh my
To
God.
be, so what were they using?
Foot in the door.
They were using foot in the door, which is real psychology, to train people online to do fake psychology. So,
Props to them.
yeah, but for them, because we're all like, oh, let's all like get our class and we can take the course together.
Whoever paid $60 in
Yeah,
general.
and that's just for the last class. That one class.
It's like a sentence. Congratulations.
Right, just pay, and then they're like, we've been submitted, and you graduate. It's like, okay. Yeah, so that's therapeutic touch, it's pseudo-therapy.
That's what you're gonna do.
And so here's therapeutic touch. And then there's the eye movement desensitization reprocessing, which is another pseudo-therapy, which is EMDR. Basically, Brooke, since you're right there, you want to play along? Okay, so EMDR is all about how the eyes focusing on an object basically resets the brain, says EMDR. Okay, so Brooke, just tell me how your day has been going, tell me what you did this morning, and as you're telling me, just look at the pen. I'm going to be moving it around, so just keep your eyes on the pen. Yeah. What did you have for breakfast? Scrambled, fried, salt, pepper, 2 eggs, yolk and white. Anything else? Anything to drink? Okay. So basically, it's just her talking. It's just like any other therapy. But they say, no, it's not the fact she's talking. It's the fact that her eyes are moving. And her eyes moving resets her brain. And people feel better after EMDR. It's not has anything to do with the eyes. It's the fact that she's talking. And maybe she's a little distracted, so she's more willing to say things. But if they say no, it's literally the eye movement. She could be sitting there silently, and it's the eye movement that is reprocessing and basically resetting her brain. I think it's just the talking, the fact that we're having a conversation. But no, they say, nope, eye movement, eye muscles, and has eye movement that's the brain, which is totally weird. Okay. Okay, let's go into the different types of disorders. First one, anxiety disorders. So think of like anxiety disorders as like a book with lots of different chapters. There's lots of different types of anxiety disorders. So basically, it's a group of conditions whose symptoms you'll never guess is anxiety. What's what people say today? Something there?
That was really loud.
All right. Patients fear that something awful is going to happen to them. I've had many students with anxiety disorders. What? Yeah, they're hereditary. Just because it's like if your parents have anxiety disorders, that doesn't mean that you're going to have these sane anxiety disorder, that just means you're more prone to having anxiety disorders. So, but that doesn't mean your clones are
Is that
guaranteed.
like hereditary, like genetics, or
Yeah.
hereditary,
It's genetics.
crazy?
No, it's genetics. It's like too much or too little of certain neurotransmitters. In this case, it'd be too much.
But couldn't you like get like anxiety? Like could you like just like over time if like something really traumatic happens?
Yes, yes.
You get like an anxiety disorder.
Yes. Okay, so one of the very first anxiety disorders that we're talking about is a phobia, which is an irrational fear of a specific object or situation. So I'm going to give you a fear survey to see like how anxious you are, anxiety prone. Does anyone have any particular phobias that they're really scared?
I like a little feel like dots.
Is it the holes?
Yes.
Yes. The circles.
I don't, okay, that I
No, I don't
It's
hate.
not trypophobia, it's a trypophobia.
Trypophobia.
I think the internet as well. Yeah, someone posted on the internet, they're all like, holes, a group of holes
Yes.
is terrifying, like Swiss cheese.
No, but the way they do it on the end, that's just generally for
It's like, I looked it up, like what actually causes it, and it's like a fear that somebody's going to come out of the hole.
No.
Like the canyon, like the thing.
Yeah, can you not?
Yeah, the wax hole.
But like, it's like smaller clusters.
Yes, it's usually, it like, that's, you know.
It's one of those terrifying things.
Fear,
My fear is like I hate not feeling like what's not in the dark. Like I can't like walk up my stairs like in the dark if I
You're afraid of the dark.
Like I just like I can't. Like I feel like I'm fine in my bedroom like in the dark, but if I'm like walking outside and it's dark, and I'm like, ooh, I'm about to get murdered. Like
in like your backyard.
yeah, I would freak out
Oh, wow.
just because like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like something can happen.
Alexa.
Mine's like the door is the ocean.
Oh, like deep water?
Oh yeah, I like water.
I don't like fresh water.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't like swimming, like, even in
You
pools.
can't see your
I
feet.
don't
Oh, like something
like, I don't like lakes or but
Oh, I hate lakes, but not because it's dark water. It's just because it's still bodies of water, I won't get in. If it's like moving bodies, like a river or an ocean, that's fine. But like lakes, that's like if someone's missing, they always like check the lake because I'm gonna be swimming, and this is going to happen. And I'm gonna be swimming, and it'll be like a dead body like rolls over, and like their skin is like hanging off, and like grabs my ankle and brings me down, and no one can tell because they're like on the beach like barbecuing or something, and it's like bubble, 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 and then oh god.
I think so you'd be like,
People laugh at me. Okay, so phobias, we're going to look at a list of phobias, but I want you to rank, it says 0, but not 1 is no fear, to 7 is terror. So I'm going to use some time to rank these things from 1 to 7. No fear to terror.
when it says dead bodies, like if you see one like in person,
Yeah.
What are these hypodermic needles?
So it's not like a needle like sewing into like needle thread. It's like a doctor needle that's like hollow, like a shot. That's what a hypodermic needle is.
Is being alone just like being alone, like when you're at home, or just like being alone forever?
Well, you can, I don't know,
what's the thing just like needle
like a doctor needle, like a shot. I guess now that hearing is not. Doctor needles, so not like sewing needles.
Oh, I passed that last time.
And you're gonna put a higher number on that one. After they took the blood?
Well, it's during it. I wasn't scared though. Like I was like laughing. Like, I was
So they
like,
are
Well, laughing is could be like,
well, no, I was just like, whatever. Like I was coughing, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm passing out. And then,
So we add these together.
yeah, you're gonna add this together if you wanna use your phone or something.
Oh, so what?
I believe. average. Yeah. The average for a man is 675.
Seriously? Holy crap.
Yeah, the average is on the back. The average for a woman is 100. The average for a man is a 75. So you can see where you rank in terms of your sex.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, just might be more anxious. You have a couple sevens on there.
Yeah, I do. I'm terrified of deep water and life after death. It's not a good combo. Because they like go hand in hand. Because what happens with deep water is that I die.
A lot of these go hand in hand with death, especially dead bodies.
Swimming alone? I don't like swimming alone. I've seen Ice Age, the second one with the monsters that swim around in the water, and that scarred me for life. It sure did. Yep.
Wow.
You know when they,
Like
they
the
swim
fin
around the
coming
little,
through.
yeah. You know how
And
like
that
they have
turtle,
little,
the
they get a
turtle
little turtle
was
guy that
right.
was swimming around? Yeah, that scared the crap out of
Everybody
me.
didn't know that was like underneath them.
Yeah, so I wouldn't swim alone. I still don't swim alone.
How old was that movie? Like, how old were you when that movie came out?
I was young, pretty
Like,
young.
young enough where it, like,
Like
gets
I
out
was
of you.
scared. Like I was scared.
How many people put sevens on things?
Only 27.
Wow.
I thought six have five.
47.
47. No, you're kidding. 40, not that I'm judging you. I just don't think that that's right for you. Remember the opposite of that. If you put a 7, man, this co-ed school must be really hard.
It's alright.
Every day is you're
People
terrible.
say,
Who thinks I had the lowest score? Once you add them all up. Lowest? Any guys under a 75? Okay, well, you got a 79, right? Anything lower than a 79?
well, I bet I have the highest.
For a guy?
Yeah.
What do you have?
No, I was here.
Anyone who thinks they have the highest? For a guy, no, well, let's do boys and girls. Highest for a boy. Graham, what's yours?
Yeah, I got a 144.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow, I didn't think I was afraid of that.
27.
127? Yeah, that's really, who has the highest for a girl, I think? Angel? 200?
196.
196? Man.
Like, I don't even think of myself as someone who has like a lot of fears out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It was also like, yeah.
Never mind, listen, I just read 40 seconds. I thought it said same sex.
No!
I read that wrong. It's a 1.
Here
My bad. There's something bad. I'm ready to get out of the way.
We're moving on. I'm sorry.
Now I'm just at 100.
Alright, please.
But then I put like a change, like, what if like worms are all over your body? I'd probably be a little creeped out by that.
Okay, but you could like pick up a worm.
Yeah, I can pick up a worm, but like I put like a tube, like worms
Right.
cover my body,
Right.
I get a little intimidated.
If you do need to know this here, write this one down. Agoraphobia is basically the opposite of claustrophobia. So sometimes the AP test, just for fun, they're evil, just for fun, they will randomly put a fear, a phobia, on the test, just to see if you know it. So the only ones I know are claustrophobia, small spaces, agoraphobia, big spaces, arachnophobia, spiders, tryptophobia, plus turf.
Trophophobia.
What's trophophobia?
That's what
That's what it is. What is trophophobia then? And then there's like, There's so many. It's basically, if you can know the root word of like, if you know like a Latin meaning of a word. So we have like, yeah, fear of noise, fear of darkness, fear of cats,
Fear of sourness,
fear of pain,
fear of garlic,
fear of rental car. It's just A's too, straight up. Fear of cat.
fear of looking
So
up.
we have fear of men, apparently. Carter has.
Fear of butter.
Well, it said being, like, I was assuming I meant like.
You just roasted him twice.
Wow.
Not only is he afraid of opposite sex, you just call him a woman too.
No, I read it wrong. I thought it said same sex. You just declared that.
Fear
So
of
instead of like, he didn't come out as gay, he came out as
You're a bullshit. That is
What is
so
fear of bullshit? That's the question, right?
That's awesome.
We have fear of sitting, fear of hair,
Fear of beautiful.
fear of meat. I'm afraid of meat.
Fear of the heart. Fear of hair.
I have carnophobia.
fear of cemeteries, fear of constipation, fear of coffee,
Fear of constipation. Fear of waves.
fear of politics, morbid disease.
Fear of bicycles. Do you have that?
Prostitutes are.
Fear of
Oh, yeah.
Fear of diabetes.
Fear of trees. Fear of going to school. I have that.
Fear of the Dutch. What did the Dutch ever do? Ego Morton said he has something to say about that.
Fear of
Fear of freedom.
Fear of teenagers. Fear of knowledge.
Fear of teenagers.
Yeah. I have that. Fear of
Yeah, that one's kind of weird. Fear of work.
fear of
Carter, you have chronophobia.
fear of fear of French.
Wait,
I have that
on
actually.
the back it says in the app,
The French are not
like,
so good.
it goes to.
I'm afraid of getting
Oh, wait,
suffocated
sorry.
if I get.
Never mind, I read that wrong.
Yeah, fear for women it's average 100, but the range is 82 to 118.
Of French.
For men's average is 75, but the range is 50 to 70.
Accordion play. Inspection.
Well, no fear was 1, so the lowest score you get is 51.
What's in for women?
Catch up one splatter.
100 is the average.
Okay, what would you?
I'm the average for women.
You're an average woman. Fear of knees, fear of chin. Knees?
But I had a ton of women.
Like knees?
Fear of sex.
What? Why knees? Fear of sex and fear of nudity.
Have you ever seen
Those,
Arrested
if you're scared of
Development?
nudity, you just
Have you ever seen Arrested Development?
Yes.
You have a fear of knees.
There's dozens of us. Fear of old people.
Maybe you're
Sorry, Grandma. Fear of
no. If you have a fear of
Guys,
knees,
why are you
there's
blue?
something serious.
I'm afraid of my knees. There's no point.
What's serious on knees?
I'm afraid I have a mess on my
Break.
hand.
No, what?
Fear of chin.
They're just you're consider breaking a bone.
Calm down. Deep breaths.
Okay, you know what's I'm afraid of? People have like the 2 bones.
Like the plus.
Yes, I hate
Like
those.
the Batman like plus.
Only for roses. Okay,
Yeah. They have those ones. Alright, have a good weekend.
I didn't.
Yes, thanks.
You know, guys have like really big Adam's apples.
Oh, I hate that. They're really skinny. Poke you in the eye.
Yeah. And then their necks are like
And
super
they
long.
swallow it.
Yeah. And they talk about that and throb.
That's really weird.
I feel like really emotional, like it's like there's a lot of emotion. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm pushing red.
Am I just like,
A little bit, but not that
my
much.
face actually like very hot. Like when I feel like I'm squat, I'm like, oh my god, how red am I?
You were not that. You were not that.
I don't know why. I think it's just because I didn't go back in my face.
Yeah.
I think when I do this, I can like feel it.